97. Gold dispensing external aid meets demonic harm. The sage reveals his soul to bring restoration. Let us not speak for the moment of the Tang monk and his disciples, who spent a night of discomfort in the dilapidated shrine of bright light to seek shelter from the rain. We tell you now, instead, about a group of violent men in the city located at the numinous Earth District of the Bronze Estrade Prefecture, who had squandered away their possessions through sleeping with prostitutes, drinking, and gambling. Without any other means of livelihood, those men, more than a dozen of them, banded together to become thieves. As they deliberated on which family in the city might be considered the richest and which the second richest for them to rob, one of them said, "There's no need for investigation or calculation. There's only one man here who is very rich, and he's that Squire Ko, who sent off today the priest from the Tang court. In this rainstorm tonight, people won't be out in the streets, and the police won't make their rounds. We should strike now and take some capital from him. Then we can go and have some more fun, whoring and gambling. Won't that be nice?" Delighted, the thieves all agreed. Taking up daggers, caltrops, staffs, clubs, ropes, and torches, they set out in the rain. Having broken through the gates of the Ko home, they rushed in with a shout. The members of his family, young and old, male and female, were so terrified that they all fled. The squire's wife cowered under their bed, while the old man hid behind a door. Ko Liang, Ko Dong, and his other children all scattered in every direction. Grasping weapons and torches, the thieves broke open the chests and trunks in the house and ransacked them for gold, silver, treasures, jewels, clothing, utensils, and other household goods. Agonized at parting with all his possessions, the squire risked his life to walk outside his house and plead with the robbers, saying, "Great kings, please take what you need. But leave this old man a few things and some garments for his remaining years." Those robbers, of course, would not permit such discussion. They rushed forward, and one kick at the groin sent Squire Ko tumbling to the ground. Alas! His 3 spirits gloomily drifted back to Hades. His 7 souls slowly took leave of mankind. After their success, the thieves left the Ko residence and climbed out of the city by means of rope ladders they set up along the rampart walls. They then fled toward the west through the night rain. Only when they saw that the thieves had left did the houseboys and servants of the Ko household dare show themselves. They immediately discovered the old squire lying dead on the ground. "Oh heavens! Our master has been slain!" they cried, bursting into tears as they fell on the corpse to mourn him. By about the hour of the 4th watch, the old woman began to think spitefully of the Tang monk. Because of his refusal to stay and enjoy their hospitality, she thought they had to make such lavish arrangements to send him off, and brought on themselves instead this terrible calamity. Her rancor thus aroused her desire to plot against the 4 pilgrims. As she leaned on Ko Liang for support, she said, "Child, there's no need for you to weep anymore. Your old man used to be so eager to feed monks. He wanted to do it one day after another. Little did he know that when he achieved perfection, he would run into a bunch of murderous monks." "Mother," said the 2 brothers, "what do you mean by murderous monks?" "When those savage robbers broke into our room," replied their mother, "I hid under our bed. Though I was shaking all over, I managed to take a good look at them under the glare of torches and lights. Do you know who they were? The one holding a torch was the Tang monk. Ju 8 Rules was holding a knife, and Sha monk was dragging out our silver and gold. The one who slew your old man was Pilgrim's son." Thinking that what they heard was the truth, her 2 sons said, "If mother caught a clear glimpse of them, they had to be the robbers. After all, the 4 of them spent over half a month here, and they must be completely familiar with the layout of our house, with the entrances, the walls, the casements, and the alleys. Wealth is a big temptation. That's why they have taken advantage of this night's rain to return here. Not only have they robbed us of our possessions, but they have also slain our father. How vicious can they be? In the morning, we must go to the prefecture to file charges against them. How shall we word the complaint?" asked Ko Dong. Exactly as mother told us, replied Ko Liang, and this was what he wrote. 8 rules cried for slaughter. The Tang monk held the fire. Sha monk removed our silver and gold, while Pilgrim's son beat to death our sire. The whole family was in uproar, and soon it was dawn. They sent word immediately to their relatives to prepare for the funeral and purchase the coffin. Meanwhile, Ko Liang and his brother went to the prefectural hall to file their plaint. Now, the magistrate of this bronze estrade prefecture, you see, was upright all his life, and his nature virtuous. In his youth he had studied studiously, and had been examined at golden chimes. At all times he had been a patriot, a man full of mercy and kindness. His fame would spread in history for 1,000 years, as if Gong and Huang reappeared. His name would resound forever in the halls of justice, as if Zhuo and Lu were reborn. After he had ascended the prefectural hall and disposed of routine affairs, he ordered the display of the placard which announced that he was ready to hear and decide cases. The Ko brothers placed the placard in one of their bosoms and entered the hall. Falling to their knees, they cried, "Venerable Father, these little ones wish to file a complaint on the weighty matter of robbery and murder." The complaint was handed over to the magistrate who, having read its content, said, "People said yesterday that your family, by feeding 4 noble priests, had fulfilled a vow. Those 4, we were told, happened to be arhats from the Tang court, and they were sent off by you with a lavish band of drummers and musicians clogging the streets. How could such a thing happen to you last night?" Kowtowing, the 2 brothers said, "Venerable Father, Ko Hong, our father, had been feeding monks for some 24 years. It happened that these 4 monks, coming from a great distance, would just make up the number of 10,000. That was why we had a ceremony of perfection, and asked them to stay for half a month. They thereby became thoroughly acquainted with the layout of our house. After we had sent them off yesterday, however, they returned during the night, taking advantage of the darkness and the rainstorm. With lighted torches and weapons, they broke into our home and took away our silver and gold, our treasures and jewels, and our clothing. Moreover, they slew our father and left him on the ground. We beg the Venerable Father to grant us humble folks justice." When the magistrate heard these words, he at once called up both cavalry and foot soldiers, including other recruits and conscripts. They formed a posse of some 150 men. Each wielding sharp weapons, they went out of the western gate to pursue the Tang monk and his 3 companions. We tell you now about master and disciples, who waited patiently till dawn in the dilapidated building of the Bright Light Travel Court, before emerging and setting out again toward the west. It so happened that those thieves who had robbed the Ko family the night before also took this same road after getting out of the city. By morning they had walked some 20 miles past the shrine. Hiding in a valley, they were dividing up their booty and had not quite finished when they saw the 4 pilgrims moving up the road. Still unsatisfied, the thieves pointed at the Tang monk and said, "Isn't that the monk who was sent off yesterday?" Then they laughed and said, "Welcome. Welcome. After all, we are engaged in this ruthless business. These monks have traveled quite a distance. And then they stayed for a long time in the Ko house. We wonder how much stuff they have on them. We might as well cut them off and take their belongings and the white horse. We'll split the heist, too. Won't that be a satisfying thing?" Picking up their arms, the thieves ran up the main road with a shout. They stood in a single file across the road and cried, "Monks, don't run away. Quickly give us some toll money, and your lives will be spared. If only half a no escapes from your mouth, each of you will face the cutlass. None will be spared." The Tang monk, riding the horse, shook violently, while Sha monk and 8 rules were filled with fear. "What shall we do? What shall we do?" they said to Pilgrim. "After half a night's misery through the rain, we now face bandits blocking our path. Truly, calamity always knocks twice." "Master, don't be afraid," said Pilgrim with laughter. And don't worry, brothers. Let Old Monkey question them a bit. Dear great sage. Tightening his tiger-skin skirt and giving his silk shirt a shake, he walked up there with folded arms and said, "What do you all do? This fellow has no idea of life or death," bellowed one of the bandits. "How dare you question me? Don't you have eyes beneath your skull? Can't you recognize that we're all Father Great Kings? Hand us the toll money quickly, and we'll let you through." On hearing this, Pilgrim smiled broadly and said, "So you are bandits who pillage on the road? Kill him!" shouted the bandits, turning savage. Pretending to be frightened, Pilgrim said, "Great kings. Great kings. I'm a village priest, and I don't know how to talk. If I've offended you, please pardon me. If you want toll money, you needn't ask those three. All you need is to ask me for it, for I'm the bookkeeper. Whatever cash we have collected from reciting sutras or holding services, whatever we've acquired through begging or charity, they're all in the wrap.